Today, a 15-year-old Shriners Children's New England patient and Springfield native will be appearing as an ambassador at this year's Shriners Children's Open, an official PGA Tour event in Las Vegas. Western Mass News reporter Taylor Smith joins us live in the studio this morning with more details. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning, Amanda. And that's right, 15-year-old Carlos from Springfield has been chosen alongside 20 other patients selected from Shriners to represent the hospital and serve as standard bearers. Now, Carlos has been named an ambassador for the 2024 Open. Not only will he carry the scorecards as a standard bearer, but he'll also tee off in this month's Pro-Am alongside professional golfers. Now, Carlos was born with fibular hemilia, which means he was missing a bone in his left leg. And since then, Shriners Children's Hospital has provided him with crucial support, including prosthetics, that's helped him pursue his love for sports, especially golf. Now, each child attending the Shriners Children's Open ranges in age from 13 to 19 and have demonstrated great determination in their recovery. Now, as part of the tournament, they will have the opportunity to interact and engage with the professionals and receive an exclusive Inside the Ropes experience. Now, the upcoming 2024 Shriners Children's Open in Las Vegas will be taking place today through October 20th. And I'm reporting live in the studio this morning, Taylor Smith, Western Mass News.
Taylor, thank you.